like hip joint or knee joint, ankle region, like this you have to describe. Next, it is representing which bony parts and which soft tissues. That also you have to mention. So first radiogram you can see here. This is plain radiogram of pelvis. Lower, this part is the pelvis, lower lumbar region and the hip joints. Okay, all these you can see from this radiogram. So I represents the ilium here. This is ilium, acetabular cavity. Here is the acetabular cavity. Here head of femur is located within the acetabular cavity. GT is greater trochanter. Here is the lesser trochanter. Then pubis. Here is pubis, body of pubis. In the midline, this area is pubic symphysis. Here is the obturator foramen. Here is the istiopubic rami. Here is ischium, body of ischium, istiopubic rami, and neck shaft angle. This angle between the neck and the shaft of femur is the neck shaft angle. Okay. Any of these can be given in your OSPI. You have given in this internal assessment. So any of these can be given. You have to identify the point and related questions will be asked. Okay. Ossification, muscle attachment, anything can be asked. Understood? Next is Senton's line. Here, this line is Senton's line. Okay. What is it? A line at the upper margin of the obturator foramen. This is obturator foramen. So, along the upper margin of obturator foramen, and that becomes continuous with the shadow of inferior surface of neck of femur and the medial border of shaft of femur till the lesser trochanter shadow here. From this upper margin of obturator foramen, this line is being continuous with the lower margin of neck of femur up to the level of this lesser trochanter. Okay, so this line is Senton's line. This line is continuous line because it is a normal X-ray. But in case of abnormal X-rays, in some pathologies or fracture, this line will be not a continuous line. There will be breakage in this line. Okay. Another line can be drawn along the external border of the ilium and upper border of the neck here. Like this, another line you can draw. And these two lines are not altered on change of posture, but discontinuity in these curved lines is seen in fracture of neck of femur or in dislocations of the hip joint. Okay, that's how you determine the pathology in this region. Next, we are going to neck shaft angle. Okay, this is very important for your vivas and MCQs. Neck shaft angle can be visualized when the foot is slightly medially turned and it measures about between 120 degree to 135 degree. It is less than 120 degree in case of coxa vara and more than 135 degree in coxa valga, and depending upon the age of the patient, pelvic width and stature of the patient. Okay, and this angle is more, almost 160 degree in the children. Okay, don't confuse as it is a abnormal condition. This is normal in children, almost 160 degree neck shaft angle. And the shadows of the trabeculae near the head neck region caused due to pressure present at a particular pattern and help in assessing the amount of calcification of the bone. Okay, see here are fine lines you can see in the head and neck region. These fine lines represent the trabeculae, okay, bony ridges like structures. And this represents the ossification of the bone, calcification level. Next, so we have discussed the hip region, okay, pelvis and the hip region. Next, we are going to the ankle, knee joint, okay, knee region. So, knee region, there is two views are used, anterior-posterior view and the lateral view. Hip region, generally lateral view is not used, okay, only anterior-posterior view is used. So here you will see two views, anteroposterior and lateral view. So see, this is a anteroposterior view of the knee joint. You can see the shadows of lower end of femur. This is lower end of femur. Shadows of upper end of tibia and fibula. Upper end of tibia and the upper end of fibula. Rounded radio-opaque shadow at the lower end of femur superimposing the lower end of femur is that of patella here. Very fine oval like shadow. It is overlapping with the lower end of the femur. That is patellar shadow here. And see, these are the presenting parts. Lower end of femur presents this lateral condyle, medial condyle. Tibia also present lateral medial condyle. IA is intercondylar area. Here is the lower, this is joint space. The black portion is the joint space which is containing the synovial fluid and the meniscus. Meniscus is cartilage, so it will not be seen in X-ray picture. And this is fibula, upper end of tibia. Okay, joint space is about 3 to 5 millimeter. Next we are going to lateral view of the knee joint. Here you can see the patella clearly floating, okay, and sometimes articulating with the lower end of the femur. Okay, so these are the condyles of femur superimposing on each other. Here is patella, this is tibia, here is tibial tuberosity, here is the fibula, upper end of fibula, superior tibiofibular joint is forming here. Okay, and here is the knee joint. So shadows of lower end of femur, shadows of upper ends of tibia and fibula. This is femur, tibia, fibula and patella you can see in the lateral view. So to determine any fracture, you have to take both the views of knee. Okay, anteroposterior, also the lateral view. Next we are going to the ankle joint. Okay, ankle joint also have superior inferior view and lateral view. This is superior inferior view. In this view you will see the tarsals. These are the tarsal bones. Okay, so highest bone is the talus. Below it will be calcaneus. Here is the head of talus. Beneath it will be the calcaneum. Talus and calcaneum is superimposed. Cannot see clearly. Articulating with head of talus is the navicular. Here anterior part of calcaneum articulating with the cuboid. Okay. Here these are the three cuneiforms, medial, intermediate, lateral cuneiforms. Okay. These are the 5 metatarsals, first, second, third, fourth and fifth metatarsal. These are the phalanges, 2 for grade 2, 3 for each of the toes. Okay, you can see clearly. And any soft tissue structure or in case of foreign body prick over the foot, you can see the foreign body also as a radio opaque material. Okay, if it is radio opaque, and if it is radiolucent, you cannot see, it will mix with the soft tissues. Okay, next is superior inferior view. Also you can see 2 sesamoid bones here just beneath the head of the first metatarsal. Okay, you will see 2 sesamoid bones, and these are the mid-carpal joints. You can see talonavicular joint and calcaneocuboid joint. These are forming the mid-tarsal joints. Okay, this can also be given in your OSPI question. Okay, you have to identify the joint, movement occurring in this joint, muscle involved, arches of the foot related questions will be asked. Okay, so that's why I am discussing the points. Okay, and also the sesamoid bones can be given also. Okay, it is formed in which tendon and what is the features of sesamoid bone, all this can be asked. Okay, in your OSPI question. Next we are going to lateral view of the ankle joint. So this is lateral view. This is lower end of tibia and fibula forming the tibiofibular mortise articulating with the talus. See, this is superior surface of talus articulating with tibiofibular mortise, and here is the ankle joint. Okay, this is head of talus. This is calcaneum forming the heel. Okay, from here in this part of calcaneum there is bony spar is present sometime. Okay, that is known as calcaneum spar. Okay, here it is articulating with navicular, talus is articulating with navicular, calcaneum with the cuboid. Three cuneiforms are overlapping with each other. Okay, these are the metatarsals, they are also overlapping, and here are the phalanges. Phalanges are also overlapping in the lateral view. Okay, so P is the phalanx, empty metatarsal, cuneiforms, navicular, cuboid, calcaneum, talus, tibia and fibula. All these can be viewed from in lateral view. Okay. So we have to describe as it is a plain X-ray of ankle joint, lateral view showing this bones and this joint. Okay. And if there is any specific soft tissue feature, then also you have to describe that. So we have discussed the normal X-rays of the lower limb. Next, we are going to some pathological changes. See here, dislocation of the hip joint, left hip joint, dislocation, and left and right also you have to mention. Okay, it will be written in the X-ray plate. R means right, L means left. Okay, understood? And it is always anterior posterior view for lower limb. So here you can see this is acetabular cavity and head is not located in the acetabular cavity. It is displaced upward and posteriorly in the gluteal surface. Okay. So here is you can see dislocation of left hip joint. This is obturator cavity, obturator foramen, and this is bladder shadow. Next, there is fracture of the neck of right femur here. You can see a fracture line and the two fragments are impacted with each other. Okay. This is head, neck. Fracture is located at the neck of the femur. Okay. Sometimes they are separated and displaced from one another. These two ends, fracture ends. Okay. And soft tissue injury, heavy bleeding will be there. There is high chance of injury to the femoral artery. Okay. And ischemia in that lower limb. Next, there is fracture of shaft of right tibia here. In this region near the lower end, lower 1/3, the fracture have occurred, fracture of tibia. Also, fracture of both bones of the leg is also common. Okay. Fracture in tibia, also fracture in fibula. In road traffic accident, mainly this occurs. Okay, road traffic accident. And fracture neck of femur is more common in trivial injury, fall in the bathroom, and it is most common in aged patients. Okay, in osteoporosis in females mainly, elderly female. Next, there is fracture of posterior part of calcaneum here. Here is fracture of posterior part of calcaneum due to fall over the heel. Okay, there will be pain, severe pain near the heel. Next, fracture of fifth metatarsal bone at the base. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Here is the fracture at the base of fifth metatarsal. Okay. Metatarsal fracture is also you will see patients in different torsion of the ankle joint. There is generally fracture in the metatarsal, or there will be sometimes injury of the ligaments, that is ankle sprain. During ankle sprain, injury to the different ligaments, deltoid ligaments, other ligaments are common, and this also common fracture to the base of fifth metatarsal. Also other metatarsal bases fracture can occur. Okay, that's all. These are the pathological things. Okay, so we have to see the x-rays of hip joint along with pelvis, lower part of the lumbar region. Okay, you have to know those Nelaton's line for your determination of fracture and dislocation. Okay, after that you will see x-ray of the knee joint, anteroposterior view and the lateral view. Next, you have to know the ankle joint, anteroposterior view and the lateral view. Okay. And important bones, you have to know the ossifications. Ossification can also be asked in your OSPI question. Okay, like ossification of the femur, tibia, fibula, patella is important. Okay, understood? Any queries? No queries? Okay, and those part is also important. Lower end of epiphysis at lower end of femur and upper end of tibia appears as 9th month of age of the baby. So if you see X-ray plate of a stillborn baby, you have to see those secondary epiphyses and determine whether it is a live born viable fetus. Okay.